What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I got something crazy for full Deepwoken progression and how to level up extremely fast. It's well known that in the Deepwoken community, players don't always enjoy the progression process. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but often it's boring and much of the same. So as we keep on wiping and building characters as the game itself evolves, it's time to innovate and progress efficiently without wasting any time. Now, let's get right into it. Starting off, Origins are the best way to really level up your builds, but there's a ton of misconceptions all around the community. The castaway options provide no experience bonus or head start at all unless you begin your journey from the tutorial, so it's never really worth picking this up for speed. The Lone Warrior Trial of 1 is still a decent option since you can exit this head start at about power 7 or power 8 to instantly hit the Shrine of Order. You know, it's not too bad, but it does fall off very quickly since there's basically zero endgame benefits and experience required to level ramps up rapidly. Now, with Voidwalker, I mean, hunting is fine and the EXP is definitely decent, but it's just extremely inconsistent. There's gonna be times where you blitz through a few levels or you just get stuck because experience gained based on player combat is never gonna be the same. Moving on to the big origins that actually stand a chance. So, it's been established in the community since the release of Deepbound that this was supposedly the best way to level up. This is partially true, but not in the way that you'd expect. With normal Deepbound, you gain better experience in all fields as long as you're in the depths. So yeah, events and monster kills are boosted, but it's not the main reason why people actually pick Deepbound. Also, just as a side note, supposedly you're getting more experience with Deepbound below power 15. Anyway, I'm sorry to say, but playing Deepbound normally by doing events and waiting, also walking around to get bounties, it's just not that fast in comparison to something else. The only real reason why Deepbound stands a chance when talking about EXP is because it's simply OP when being carried through the Diluvian mechanism. With the help of a team, you can simply level up from power 1 to 20 in about 30 minutes to an hour, which is also just insanely broken. Granted, you have a group, you basically can hide and do nothing, and this is the absolute fastest way to progress in Deepwoken, but if you're a solo player, this won't really cut it. Entirely defeating Deepbound progression speed, of course excluding Diluvian Cheese, the Ignition Union Origin is simply better. So this option works a bit differently, boosting EXP under power 10 while also buffing EXP from jobs and dungeons in any location. This entire origin was designed from the bottom up to run the Saramet dungeons, but in full honesty, they kinda suck for speed leveling. Due to very tanky enemies, randomized terrain, a bunch of running around, and also parkour, you don't need to do this to level. Even in the Diluvian mechanism, dungeon EXP isn't boosted that heavily with the Union, so Deepbound would probably just be better. Anyway, with this origin, we're gonna be abusing something else. Starting off from the Ignition Union, you should notice yourself having a bounty pager. This allows the user to pick up any monster hunting job remotely from any board in the respective area. Surprisingly, and a lot of people don't know this, but the more jobs that you have equipped, the more likely events are going to spawn. This is super important because job EXP gets boosted with this origin. Now, all we gotta do is go down in the depths since we get better EXP from the monsters that we kill and their events just because we're in the depths and everything is better, but we're also spawning more events and jobs with the pager, and every single event spawned basically counts as our job. Also, what's very interesting about this pager is that at a single board in the depths, there's a limited amount of spawns in a certain location. For instance, one specific board won't give you every single job in the Seltor Wastes, like it's gonna be kinda varied. But with this pager, we can remotely select every single Seltor Waste spawn from every single location at the same exact time to further, I guess, boost our chances. So, instantly, our experience gained is upgraded with this origin and the increased spawn rate. You can essentially cut out the travel time from going to a board and running back, and also just waiting, and this, you know, it boosts our EXP by getting jobs. I tested this on multiple different builds, but I can't say for certain, but honestly, I think this is better than Deepbound, I guess if you're not doing the dungeon. So, if you ever wanted to progress as a solo player, the Depths Ignition Delving is the best way to do it. Anyway, that's all for right now, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. We're super close to 100k subs, and let's get there. Thanks again, it's punchin' time.